Welcome to Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools. You guys do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors, and this video we're gonna talk about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the new package. I'm gonna open up the new foreclosure defense lawsuit package, the $1,500 package. Yep, the premium package. Actually, don't be freaking because I said the price. It's half price. Now, most people can sit over there and worry about the price. If I said it was $5, maybe you worry about the price. But you know what? Until you go to the website and take a look at the value that you're going to get, until you go to the YouTube channel and take a look at the updated instructional video, this is the updated package, so this is going to be the video. All right, but what I'm saying, until you do your homework, you don't know if I could say it's not worth $9 million for each document, and it could be worth every penny of that. Well, maybe for all of the documents. Come on now. Stay with me. But before we get to that, this video is brought to you by Shattered by Corruption. Yeah, written by my girlfriend down there. Just a little taste of what we went through, to put us in a position to be doing what we do now. And you know what? That ain't it. Yeah, we got another sponsor, too. This sponsor is my niece's Hood Nation on Etsy. Yeah, I think this table is bringing me good luck. Okay, so y'all should get one for y'all's team because soon y'all's team, well, actually, it looked like one of my dudes got hurt today, so y'all have an opportunity to get good luck. Y'all need to rush y'all ass over to, I'll leave the link in the description. Yeah, and my nieces and my sister, they make these tables for other teams that haven't won the Super Bowl. So dang it, I'm about to scratch up my shit over here talking crap. My crap talk, okay. Yeah, for the ones that haven't won the Super Bowl for so many times. And last but not least, brought to you by Pro Se Legal School. We provide you tools, you do the work. We provide the work, you do the work. All right, so let's get to work. So tonight I'm going to open up. Okay, there we go. Let's get this puppy going. Share. Yeah, we're going to share this puppy right here. So this is the foreclosure defense lawsuit package, the premium package. Now, this used to be the mortgage fraud package, but the attorneys operating the advertising platforms, whatever, was having a hard time with that. So we just changed it to some other shit just to make it easier. And the name of this foreclosure, actually, it's foreclosure defense, but this is inside of the zip file. So anyway, we changed the name around to also match the. So let's just get to the first thing. Now, all of these documents are not what you're going to be filing. Okay. The first thing that I want you guys to remember is that we're not here to rush around and file a bunch of shit and kiss their ass. Okay, if you're here for that, you wasted your money. And if you open the file, you're not getting it back. That's not why we're here. We're here to punch these people back in the face with the stuff that we got to outline the fraud that they're doing. So the first document that we're going to talk about, and you're not necessarily going to file them in this order, but if you want to look at the documents from the most important document to the least important, at least starting for the first round of this. Hell, that sounds like a little double talk there, but I think you understand. Okay, so this is, let's make it a little bit smaller so I can read it. This is the actual lawsuit in that package. Okay, it's been upgraded, and now we address not only that, 42 U.S.C., whatever, deprivation of rights, violation of due process, but we also address the conspiracy to commit real estate deed fraud, forgery, wrongful foreclosure, and breach of contract. And this claim is also for obstruction of the administration of justice. That's what you call it when they do all this stuff, cover up everything before you busted them or after you busted them. And so this is, depending on your situation, but this is the main lawsuit. Now, I want you guys to remember, we filed this lawsuit in state court. All we changed is this shit at the top right here. Oh, you see right there? It was last filed in state court. Now, this is also the lawsuit that we filed in federal court. You just changed this stuff right up here. And this is also the lawsuit that we filed in municipal court. Now, let me explain to you something. You talking about punching power? The tricks that we bring to the table whop their ass. And I'll tell you why. Okay, everything that we file in state court or municipal court or anything or whatever is federal case law. And they whine about it, but they can't do a damn thing about it because there's no difference between doing that than there is between them filing a higher case, court case in lower. Yeah. But see, here's the problem. They can't respond to federal case law with state court crap. State court statutes and codes are non-valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. This is the easiest way to crush the state court process, but people get all rushing around trying to kiss their ass, and they don't keep, Because as soon as they answer, all you got to do is whip out the demand to strike their answer and then file your summary judgment, because they can't answer to federal court case law with state court players. If they could, they wouldn't need to have a federal license. There would just be one layer of fraud. All right. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we're going to kind of, the jurisdiction part, we're just going to kind of roll down through factual allegations. Now, the difference between this lawsuit and the lawsuit for the 42 U.S.C. are the factual allegations here. Okay, you're saying the 6 missing things. You're saying the original contract was stolen, and it was altered, and part of the agreement is missing. In addition to the agreement that they're showing, part that's missing, you agreed that the agreement tends that the original party who funded the alleged loan as per the bookkeeping entries would be repaid. Now, if you know anything about what really happened after you left the table, this lawsuit outlines what happened, the fraud that happened. I don't use that word up in here. Because when you use that word, they make you prove a whole bunch of shit, but I can use it right here because it ain't on the table. I'm just saying that's a fraud. Okay, so let's move on to that's one of the things. Okay, so one of the things you're saying is that the banking or financial institution involved agreed the loan would follow the gap accounting principles. Those are the federal banking laws. And they didn't. Um, yeah, you're saying right here that the financial institution involved in the alleged loan will purchase the promissory note from the borrower. Okay, that's what should have happened. Well, okay, let me back up. That didn't happen. Oh, that the borrower will provide the money equivalent to. So you see what we've done here. What we've done here is we've taken that whole illegal process and lined it out right here to ask in this lawsuit for all of the things that they don't want to talk about. That's why this is so powerful. Now, this lawsuit also addresses the fact that their policies and procedures were administrative in nature or whatever, and it violates due process. The other lawsuit violates due process, but doesn't address the real estate deed fraud like this does. Now, there's no way they're going to answer to this. And if you started out on the state court level and you file this in their state, or you filed it in state court, to stop the eviction process, there ain't no way in hell that they're going to respond to it. Now, one of the things I want to tell you guys is don't rush through this and start changing all of the things that it shows that needs to be changed as far as the grammar. When I changed it enough. If you change it anymore, you're going to be making it to say something else. So, and the way I put this together is the way I put it together. So, you'll be able to, changing that, the second defendant or whatever term is not a problem. But there are some places where it says lien or some other stuff, and it could be a problem. Now, what makes this state a claim is all of the counts are numbered, all of the stuff is numbered, and when you're supposed to connect all of the counts to each party. Well, that's what they like to do. It's ridiculous because it's all conspiracy. So when you throw that shit on the table, you don't have to connect all that shit because it's all one, and that's kind of what we've done here. So you can go through and see the counts. We also hit them with the wrongful foreclosure, breach of contract. Now, all you got to change is the red font. And then there are some places in here where we talk about what happened to the person that this was kind of written about. And you'll see where that is. And in those places, you put your stuff or remove it. And this is a thing that my sister wrote up for her foreclosure. She owned a business, and so she spent a lot of time putting this together, outlining how she got screwed and her damages or whatever. And I don't think you need this, but it sure is good for the people who want to go then. So I left it in here. So you can use it or you can take it out. You can make this more simple if you want to. That would be really the only thing that I'm going to leave open. The immunity, judges don't have immunity when they violate administrative court, when they're in administrative court. Their immunity is only for judicial functions as long as they're legal. And we talked about the elements of due process. Now, we usually, what I've been doing is emailing this stuff to everybody. And then I put all the email addresses down here. So I don't have to run to the freaking post office trying to run around and do all that crazy shit. So that's going to be it for that document, and I'll come back and show you guys the other document a little later.